So on eBay, a good way to a good way to increase your rankings and to become a better seller is you have to have the more items you have available for customers to buy, the better. So every day you should be trying your best to list as many products as possible. Try and focus on the products that are in the that have the highest demand, and try and buy as much as you can of that product. List it on eBay, and that way customers have access to it, so they can buy it. So that's the main thing. Focus on the items that are selling the most. Buy as much as you can. Sell it at a cheaper price than everyone else that's selling the same product on eBay. Then people will buy from you more likely as opposed to them. Because there's a few things people look out for when they want to when they're considering buying something. I'm not too sure which order it goes in, but there's they consider price and reputation. Reputation usually is very important because people with very good reputations can charge a bit more than their competitors, and people will still buy because customers feel they can trust them because a lot of other people have dealt with them. Being cheap as well is very important, and people will still buy from you. Generally, because being able to sell on eBay, you have to have some level of credibility. Um, eBay has to have trusted you before customers can trust you. If eBay can't trust you, you wouldn't have an account. So if eBay can trust you, then to some extent customers can trust you. And also you're protected by PayPal, you're protected by eBay's laws and stuff. So customers don't customers are quite safe in terms of purchasing items, as well as selling items. So that's probably the most important thing. Focus on the items that are in highest demand in your inventory. Buy as much as you can. Some people, some generally, a lot of successful people say focus on what works and ignore what doesn't. So here I would say it's the same thing. Whatever works, double down on that. Sell, list as much as you can on eBay, and then your traffic will go up as much as possible. But you do need to make sure that you have a lot of that. Put as much of that product available on the market as you can, as much as that is in your capacity to be able to package. If you don't have enough staff, if it's just you and you don't have enough time to be able to get it out, then probably you might need to consider hiring staff. That's another thing as well. Timing. Make sure that you change the settings to dispatch the item as soon as the buyer pays, to dispatch the item within 1 day, one working day. If you can't do that, then I guess increase it to 2 or 3 days. But the best thing is the customer. Just think of yourself as a customer. When you buy something, you want it as fast as possible. If it were possible to get the item within the same minute or second that you purchased it, I mean, I wouldn't refuse. I wouldn't decline that offer. But it's of course it's almost impossible. But the faster you can get it out to customers, the better your reputation will be, the better the feedback will be, because customers will have a great customer experience. That's two things. Another thing is free first class postage for domestic products. If anyone buys from you if any UK citizen, if anyone in your country buys from you, you should give them free post. You shouldn't charge them for postage. It should be free, and it should be first class as well, so they can get it the next day. Dispatch it as soon as possible as well. What you need to do afterwards is you need to. This can sound a bit immoral, but it's not if you think about it. Cause yeah, so you need to charge charge international postage a little bit more than than it costs. That way you can recompense the amount that you spent. Sorry, the amount that you lost by offering free postage to domestic buyers, domestic purchasers, domestic customers. Yeah, that's a good way to reimburse yourself. A good way to grow is to focus on the long term as opposed to short term. So if you're cutting all these costs, you might think that you're losing money, or you're not gaining as much money as you possibly could. Well, you're actually getting a lot of money. You're getting a lot of value in terms of growth, and in terms of growth, that's where that growth size is where the money is made, because you need to minimize the amount of profit that you make per sale, but you need to maximize the amount of sales you make. So the more sales you make, you'll cover up the you'll be reimbursed for, but you'll be reimbursed, or the more sales you make, the less you need to focus on profit per sale. So yeah, those are the few things I've learned, and I hope you guys get some value.